Well, look, who decided to show up? My delightful friends of chaos enthusiasts, truth seekers, and connoisseurs of deliciously dark revelations. Today, I'm not here to coddle you. Oh no, I'm here to peel back the curtain on a grotesque little reality that so many are too cowardly to face. But I know you're not here for comfort. You're not here for pleasantries. You're here to witness the unvarnished truth that so many are too blinded to even begin to comprehend. So let's get right to it. Shall we? Let's delve into the dark and twisted world of deception, betrayal, and manipulation, where one of your attackers is gravely sick and lying about it. Oh, the irony, the exquisite irony of it all. They think they've got you fooled, don't they? They think they've pulled the wool over your eyes, and as much as you may want to believe them, as much as you may want to give them the benefit of the doubt, here's the ugly truth. They are not who they say they are, and they are certainly not the helpless victim they want you to see them as. The sickness they speak of, the ailment they claim to suffer from, is nothing more than a tool of their manipulation, a carefully crafted lie designed to garner sympathy and shift the blame. Oh yes, they want you to pity them. They want you to see them as weak and broken, as though their every word should be treated with the utmost care. Because how could someone so pitiful possibly do harm? How could someone so fragile possibly be a threat? How could someone suffering so gravely ever cause pain and destruction to another human being? Well, let me tell you the truth. It's all part of the act. They're not sick. They are not broken. They are not vulnerable. They are simply playing the part of the victim in a grand and twisted performance meant to deceive you and keep you off balance. Why do they do it? Why lie about their health? Why pretend to be something they're not? Why feign sickness when it's clear they have no intention of accepting the consequences of their actions? Because that's exactly what they want. They want you to feel sorry for them. They want to manipulate your emotions, so you're too distracted by their fabricated misery to see the real truth. They want you to question your own sanity, your own perceptions, your own sense of right and wrong. They want you to believe that it's you who are out of line, that it's you who are the cause of their suffering, that it's you who is somehow to blame for the chaos they've created in your life. They want you to second guess yourself until you start doubting whether you've been the attacker or the attacked. The sickness they claim to have is nothing more than a smokescreen, a mask for their true intentions. It's a shield that allows them to deflect any responsibility for their actions, to twist the narrative in their favor, and make you feel as though you should be the one apologizing instead of them. And so, they weave their story with careful precision, planting seeds of doubt and confusion, making sure that every word they say is soaked in enough sorrow and self-pity to make you question everything you thought you knew. But here's the thing, they're not fooling anyone, not anymore. You see, beneath the layers of lies, beneath the surface of their false vulnerability, there is a darkness, a malice, a deep well of resentment and anger that they've been hiding from the world, but not from you. You know the truth. You feel it in your gut. The reality that they are not weak, they are not sick, they are not innocent. No, my friends, they are far more dangerous than you could ever imagine, because they've learned to play the role of the victim so well that even they might believe it sometimes. But you can't afford to be fooled by their little charade, because they are counting on your compassion. They are counting on your kindness to keep you from seeing what they are truly capable of. They want you to keep extending your hand to them. They want you to keep believing their lies and excuses, because as long as you do, they can keep their grip on you. They can keep pulling the strings and manipulating the situation to their advantage. They are not sick. They are not the victim. They are the aggressor, and they know exactly what they're doing. They are playing you like a puppet, and it's time you realized it. What you need to understand is that people like this, they thrive on chaos. They thrive on confusion. They thrive on creating an environment where nothing is ever clear, where every action is clouded by doubt and uncertainty. They don't want you to have answers. They don't want you to see the truth, because if you do, if you start to peel back the layers of their deception, then they lose control. And without control, they are nothing. So they lie, they manipulate, they distort reality, because it's the only weapon they have left. It's the only way they can keep you from discovering their true nature. They want to make you question everything you know about them and about yourself. And once they've done that once, they've made you feel uncertain. Once they've planted enough doubt in your mind, they can strike again, and you won't even see it coming. They'll make sure of it. This sickness they claim to have, it's not a real illness. It's not something you can cure with sympathy or understanding. It's a sickness of the mind, a sickness of the soul, a sickness that thrives in the darkness, where the truth is hidden and the lies can grow unchecked. And they are not the only ones infected. Oh no, this sickness spreads. It festers in the hearts of everyone they touch, everyone they manipulate, everyone they manage to convince of their innocence. It turns allies into enemies. It turns friends into foes. It turns the very foundation of trust into quicksand, ready to swallow you whole. Because once you start doubting yourself, once you start questioning your own perceptions, once you start second-guessing the truth, then they've already won. And the longer you stay in the game, the more you'll find yourself sinking deeper into their twisted web of lies. So ask yourself, are you going to be their next victim? Are you going to allow them to manipulate you into believing their lies? Are you going to keep letting them pull the strings of your reality? Or are you going to stand up and face the truth, no matter how ugly or painful it might be? It's time to make a choice, my friends. It's time to decide if you're going to keep playing their game, or if you're going to break free and take control of your own life. You can't afford to keep dancing around the lies, pretending that everything is fine, pretending that they're the ones in need of saving, while you continue to suffer in silence. It's time to fight back. It's time to expose the truth for what it is, and refuse to let their manipulation continue unchecked. You have the power to see through their lies. You have the power to strip away the illusion they've built around themselves and reveal the monster lurking beneath. Don't let them fool you into believing that their sickness is anything more than a convenient excuse to continue their reign of terror. Don't let them turn your compassion against you. Don't let them use your kindness as a weapon. You know the truth, and it's time to act on it. It's time to expose them for who they really are, and make sure that no one else falls victim to their twisted games. The sickness they claim to suffer from is not a disease of the body, it's a disease of the soul, and it's something they've been carrying with them for far too long. But the thing about diseases of the soul is that they can be cured, not with pity or understanding, not with sympathy or forgiveness, but with confrontation with exposure, with the painful but necessary act of pulling back the curtain on their lives and forcing them to face the reality of their actions. And that's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to make them face the truth, no matter how hard it may be for them to swallow. So let them play the victim. Let them tell their sob stories. Let them spread their lies, but don't you dare believe them. Not for a second. They are not sick. They are not broken. They are not the ones in need of help. You are the one with the power. You are the one with the truth on your side, and it's time you use that power to expose them for what they truly are. No more lies, no more manipulation. no more games. The time for sympathy is over. The time for action has arrived. Stand tall, my friends, and prepare to face the darkness head on. Because only when you do will you finally be free. Free from the chains they've wrapped around your mind. Free from the silent war they've waged on your soul. Free from the lie that they are the ones who need saving. You've been trapped, my friends. Trapped in their web of manipulation and deceit. And every moment you spend in their presence, every moment you entertain their falsehoods, is a moment wasted, a moment stolen from you in a battle you never asked to fight, but which you've been forced into. They know exactly what they're doing. Don't you see that? They know that as long as you are confused, as long as you are questioning yourself, they can control the narrative. And if they control the narrative, they control you. The longer you buy into their act, the more power you give them over your life. What do they want, you ask? What is their endgame? It's simple, really. They want dominance. They want power. They want to be the ones who dictate the terms of your existence. And they know the easiest way to do that is through manipulation, by making you question your every thought, your every action, until you become a mere puppet to their whims. They twist your reality, distort the facts, and create a world where you are no longer the hero of your own story. You become an actor in their play, a play where they are the victim and you are the villain. But why, you may wonder, do they go so far? Why build this entire charade, this illusion of suffering? Because the human mind, for all its strength, is also vulnerable. It is easy to deceive, to make people feel guilty, to make them feel responsible for things they never did. The more they lie about their sickness, the more they make you believe that their suffering is your fault, the more they gain from it. And they know that if they can make you feel sorry for them, if they can manipulate you into thinking they are the ones in need of help, they can drain you of your resources, your energy, your peace of mind. It's a game of attrition, a slow war of emotional exhaustion. Every time they pull on your heartstrings, every time they twist the knife deeper into your sense of guilt, you lose a little bit of yourself. They don't need to destroy you outright. No, that would be too easy. Instead, they need to wear you down, piece by piece, until you no longer recognize who you are. They want to rob you of your strength, your clarity, your sense of self. And once they've done that, once they've left you questioning your every move, they can strike again. This time, when you no longer have the resolve to resist, they'll make their move. And by then, you won't be able to stop them. But here's the truth you need to understand, my friends. They can only control you as long as you allow them to. The moment you stop questioning yourself and start questioning them, the moment you stop playing the role they've assigned you and step out of their script, the moment you begin to see through their lies, their grip on you starts to slip. It's not as easy as it sounds, I know. Breaking free from their manipulative hold requires a mental and emotional shift, an acknowledgement of their deceit for what it truly is. But once you start seeing the truth for what it is, you will never again fall for their tricks. You will be free. Understand this. The sickness they claim to suffer from is not just a physical ailment. It is a manifestation of their manipulation. It is a weapon, a tool they use to control the narrative. They want to be seen as fragile, as helpless, as victims in need of rescue. And what's the most dangerous thing about their act? It's not the sickness itself. It's the fact that they use it to cloud your perception of them. They want you to focus on their supposed fragility, to fixate on their pain, to turn all your attention to their supposed suffering, so you are blind to the damage they are causing. They want you to see them as a broken, delicate thing that cannot be held accountable for the destruction they've caused in your life. But here's the kicker. Their sickness is not real. It's an illusion. And once you realize that, Once you see through the layers of lies, you'll see them for who they really are. They are not sick. They are manipulative. They are not weak. They are dangerous. They have learned how to play the victim so well that even they may sometimes believe it. But you know better, don't you? You see through the mask they wear. You see them for what they truly are. A predator, a master manipulator, someone who thrives on chaos and confusion. And now it's your turn to take control. You see, once you start seeing through their lies, once you stop letting them control the narrative, the game changes. You hold the power. You are no longer the puppet. They are. You get to decide how this ends. You get to decide whether you let them continue to destroy you or whether you stand up and fight back. But I know what you're thinking. It's not that easy, right? You've been conditioned to doubt yourself for so long that it feels impossible to just turn it all off, to stop caring, to stop questioning your every move. The doubt they've instilled in you is deep, and it doesn't disappear overnight. But that's where your strength lies, in your ability to recognize the lie for what it is and to refuse to accept it as reality. The moment you stop questioning yourself and start questioning them, that's when the shift begins. That's when you take your first step toward freedom. Now, don't mistake me for someone who is encouraging you to shut off your empathy. I'm not telling you to become cold and unfeeling, to throw away your compassion. No, that's not what I mean at all. What I am telling you is that empathy is a tool, a powerful tool. But like all tools, it can be wielded against you. And right now, your empathy is being used against you. They want you to pity them. They want you to feel sorry for them, to throw yourself into their pity party and lose sight of the reality that they are not the victim in this story. You are. And if you don't reclaim your strength, if you don't reclaim your perception, you'll remain their prisoner forever. So, what's the solution? The answer is simple, though not easy. You must confront them. You must challenge the lies they fed you. You must expose the truth, no matter how uncomfortable it may be. And this isn't about starting a fight, not in the way you might think. It's about taking a stand. It's about refusing to allow them to control the narrative any longer. You don't have to be cruel. You don't have to be vindictive. But you do have to be firm. You have to make it clear that you will not be manipulated any longer. You will not be controlled by their lies. And once you do that, once you break free from their grasp, you'll be free in a way that you've never been before. Free from the chaos they've introduced into your life. Free from the emotional exhaustion they've inflicted on you. Free from the suffocating grip of their deceit. But most importantly, you'll be free from the lie they've been telling you, that they are the ones in need of saving. No, my friends, it is you who needs to save yourself. You are the one who holds the power to break free. And once you realize that, nothing will ever hold you back again. They've spent all this time trying to control you, trying to make you doubt your worth, your judgment, your strength. But I say it's time to turn the tables. It's time to stop being the victim and start being the hero of your own story. It's time to stop apologizing for their actions, stop taking responsibility for their lies, and stop giving them the power to keep you trapped in their web of manipulation. The truth is yours to claim, and when you do, you will finally be free. Free from the lie. Free from the sickness they've claimed. Free from the darkness they've created. And in that freedom, you'll find something they can never take away from you. Your power. Your ability to think clearly, to make decisions that are yours alone, not shaped by their lies or manipulations. You will regain control over your own life, your own emotions, your own future. This power, once you've claimed it, becomes your armor, your weapon, your sanctuary. No one can ever strip that from you unless you allow it. And I know you are not the type to allow that. You're not the type to let anyone hold dominion over your spirit. Not anymore. For too long, they've convinced you that you were weak, that you were incapable of seeing through their web of deceit, that you were merely a victim to their sickness, to their twisted games. But let me tell you something profound. This power you now possess, the power that comes from realizing the truth, is what has been buried deep within you all along. You've always had it. They knew it. And that's why they've tried so desperately to suppress it. Because when you awaken to your own strength, when you realize that you are not their plaything, their puppet to be controlled, then you become a force that is unstoppable. They thought they could break you, that they could turn you into something less, something smaller, something confused and uncertain. But what they underestimated was your resilience. What they didn't foresee was your ability to rise up, to shed their manipulations like a snake sheds its skin. They wanted you to believe that their lies were your truth. But once you've tasted the truth, once you've felt the power of seeing through their illusions, there's no going back. You'll never let yourself fall into the darkness they try to impose on you ever again. They will try again, of course. When they see that you've begun to resist, they'll intensify their efforts. They'll twist the truth even more. They'll feed you new lies, new stories, new versions of themselves that are even more pitiful, more vulnerable. They'll attempt to drag you back into their fabricated world, where they are the victim, where they are sick, and you are the cause of their suffering. They will test you, push you, poke at the edges of your resolve to see if they can still crack the walls you've started to build. But this is where you draw the line. This is where you stand tall, no matter how hard they push. Because once you understand the extent of their deception, once you know their every tactic, their every move, their every lie, it's no longer about will they break you. It's about how much you will let them. You have crossed a threshold, my friends. You've seen beyond the veil, and once that light has entered your mind, once that clarity has pierced the fog they've so carefully cultivated, it cannot be undone. They are the ones who are blind now. They are the ones who have created a false world for themselves, and they will keep on living in that world, hoping they're just still trapped there with them. But you aren't. You have taken your first steps into the world of truth, and that world, while dark and filled with pain, is also one where your power grows. This is not about vengeance. This is not about seeking retribution or drowning yourself in anger, because, believe me, that is exactly what they want. If you retaliate with fury, if you sink to their level, you play into their hands. Their sickness is one of the mind, yes, but it thrives on chaos, on emotional turbulence, on pulling you into the mud with them. You can't let yourself be consumed by the very same darkness that they've tried to drag you into. The truth is far more powerful than that. The truth sets you free, and in freedom, you grow stronger than any revenge could ever make you. You see, once you've escaped their trap, once you no longer allow their lies to dictate your reality, you enter a state of inner peace that is unrivaled. The darkness they so eagerly threw at you will be nothing more than a distant echo, a fleeting memory of a time when you were trapped in their illusions. It's easy to fall into the trap of becoming consumed by hatred for them. It's easy to want to tear them down, expose them for the manipulative frauds they are, and watch as their lies crumble around them. But this kind of thinking, while tempting, is still a product of the control they had over you. It's still a way of allowing them to have power over your emotional state. The true power lies not in the destruction of them, but in the liberation of yourself. It's about taking your control back and using that control to become the person you were always meant to be, unshackled by their lies, unfazed by their games. And so, as you walk this path of truth, you will begin to understand something deeply transformative. Their power only exists in your mind. It only exists as long as you allow it to. The moment you see their lies for what they are, the moment you begin to let go of their hold on your perception, you realize that they are powerless. They are nothing more than a broken mirror, reflecting back a distorted image of reality, one that no longer holds any sway over you. Your power lies not in becoming like them, not in taking vengeance or seeking retaliation. It lies in becoming something greater. It lies in walking your own path, in continuing to grow, to heal, to push forward toward a life where their manipulations no longer have a place. You are not defined by their lies. You are not defined by their games. You are defined by the choices you make moving forward, by the strength you cultivate in the face of adversity. And let's be clear about this. The journey ahead will not be easy. They will not go down without a fight. You may be tempted, at times, to revisit the old patterns of doubt, to question whether you made the right decision, to wonder if their lies were somehow justified. But you must resist. You must stand firm, knowing that the truth is on your side. You must hold on to the understanding that your liberation does not depend on their downfall. It depends on your own growth, your ability to thrive, to move beyond their lies, to rise higher than they ever could have imagined. As you move forward, you will find that this power you've reclaimed isn't just about surviving their deceit. It's about flourishing despite it. It's about using your newfound strength to build something that cannot be touched by their darkness. It's about creating a life for yourself where the chains of manipulation are non-existent. You will find that with every step you take in this new direction, your world will shift. Your relationships will evolve. You will begin to surround yourself with people who recognize your strength, who respect your boundaries, who support you without trying to manipulate or control you. You will become the architect of your own destiny, the master of your own fate. They might still try to insert themselves into your life. They might still attempt to manipulate you, pull you back into their web. But each time they do, you will grow stronger. You will see through them more clearly. You will be able to deflect their lies with ease, to shut down their attempts at control before they even get a foothold. They will realize that you are not the same person they once knew. You are no longer their victim. You are no longer the one they can manipulate. You are the one who holds the power now, and they are the ones who are irrelevant in your world. What they fail to understand, what they could never have anticipated, is that the greatest victory is not the destruction of them, but the creation of your own strength, the establishment of your own self-worth, the ability to walk forward with your head held high, unafraid of their games. The victory lies in your own growth, in your ability to rise above their chaos, in your ability to live a life that is free from their influence. You will find that the darkness they tried to push on you becomes nothing more than a shadow in your past, something that can no longer touch you. The power you now possess comes not from seeking revenge, but from standing tall, from walking forward into the light of your own future, unburdened by their lies, unshackled by their manipulation. You have reclaimed your truth. You have reclaimed your life. And in that truth, in that life, you'll find a freedom so deep, so profound, that no one, not even your greatest tormentors, can ever take it from you. This is your power. This is your victory, and it is unstoppable. In the end, the power you've reclaimed is not just a weapon. It is your shield, your strength, and your freedom. The lies, the manipulation, the deceit, they have no hold over you anymore. You've seen through their illusions, broken free from their grasp, and now you walk a path of truth and self-determination. Their games are no longer your reality. You have found your strength in the darkness, and in that strength, you have become unstoppable. The victory is yours, and no one can ever take it from you. You are free, and that freedom is the most powerful thing in this world.